Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurwreck Autos HQ. Today guys, we're continuing with this Fiesta. I want to have a really good push today. It's Thursday, it's the Easter break coming up. This is the last day for a 4-day break. Can't wait just to chill out and do nothing. It'd be great to spend time at home with the family, just chilling. So yeah, last day, but I want to really push on this car today. So, yeah, I want to get that completely finished, the timing, the service, get that completely done, back together, and then jump on the side, on the doors, and that repair. So, yeah, I want to try and really push this car today. So, even work even harder today than any of the other days. So, let's see what I can get done. But before we do, guys, I just want to say a massive thanks for all the support and all the comments I was getting on this car. It's going to be a lovely car once it's all done. I think everyone can see what I put into these cars and the effort and the honesty, because I am very honest about what I'm doing. Those are people that have met me in person and been to see me at the workshop, you know, can vouch for that. It's just, I am who I am, and it is what it is, and I'm completely honest with everything. So yeah, really appreciate it. So let me turn you around, and let's get into it. Let's do this. Yeah guys, like I was saying, I really want a good big push on this car today. As you can see, I've taken the jack away. I wanted to get the engine mount in place. I don't like leaving it overnight, to be honest with you, just in case. Yeah, you never know if those jacks, the actual hydraulics or whatever inside the jacks, they sort of give way, and then the engine will just fall down. So yeah, I was a bit panicky about that, and I always am. So yeah, I just whipped that on quickly on there. So, but yeah, we're going to be finishing this off completely today. The engine part, all the servicing, all back together, and I want to see it, hear it, and see it running. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Because someone was saying that the crank at the bottom was moving, and you know, I should have undone the camshaft at the top. So you know, we'll see. I've done loads of these, to be honest with you, and I've always done it the same way. And you know, I've learned from videos on YouTube basically exactly the same way. So. And I haven't had a bad one yet. So fingers crossed on this one that this goes well. But in a minute, I'm going to shoot off to Gala's. They're a Ford's Fiesta specialist breakers over in Essex. And I'm going to pick up these two doors from them, bring them back. And then we're going to start, once we've done that side of it, we're going to start on this side of it. So get the doors off, start having a look at that, just see how far we can get. Might have a look at that as well, because that's quite thin, to be honest with you. That piece there is very thin, and you can actually get to it from the back. You could probably tap that. I'll take the wheel arch out, and you could get to that skin. It's only, I think it's only a single skin there. I don't know. But we're going to look at that, guys, and see what that's all about. See if we can pull that out and get that straightened up. It's not a lot, to be honest with you, is it? It's just obviously that bit there. Because the rest of it was all okay. So, but yeah, we'll get into the door side of it and this side a little bit later. I want to do the brake pads as well. So loads going on today. Let me just see how far I can get pushed along. Yeah, so that's probably about it. So let me go off. Let me go to Gala's. Let me get the doors, get back, and then we're going to start cracking on with this side of it, the engine side of it, the servicing. So let's do this. So guys, I am back from Gala's, and as you can see, we've got a couple of doors here. They're not exact, you know, they're not perfect. They're secondhand, so you know you've got to expect a little bit. There is a couple of bits and pieces, but I think after a good clean, a good flat, and a good polish, you know, most of them will come out. They are slightly different, these doors. You can see there's a chrome trim. This was off of a Z-Tech model, and they always come with that trim, whereas these doors, I've got these black trims. So pretty simple, pretty quickly. You just, you just pop them up, and then you can replace them, replace those ones with the black ones for the original. And comes with a glass on both doors. This one has got the door card, like that. So that's good. We've got to check to make sure that the actual plugs are the same, because I've done this before on Fiestas, and they sometimes differ when it comes to the plugs. And what else? The modules as well. We've got to make sure these are all the same. The wing mirrors, the plugs for that, you've got to make sure that that's the same as well. I have stripped these down before to swap over the wiring looms on these doors on a Fiesta. It is a bit of a pain, but it is doable. So yeah, I will have to reuse this. We'll have to reuse this mirror, but I don't think it's broke as such. It just needs popping back in place. So I think I'll be able to repair that. The glass is still okay, so that's good. So yeah, but at least we've got a couple of doors, guys. We can swap them over. But before we get into that, I really want to get this back up to scratch, all done, all back together and running. So let me set you up. Let's get cracking with this. Let's get this back together, this engine. So let's do this. Right, guys, so there we go. It's all back together, but there's a problem, which is quite a big problem, to be honest with you. I connected the battery back up, went to start it, and it's not starting. I don't want to show you what happened because I don't want to do any sort of damage to the engine at all. So we've got an issue. We've got a problem. It's now a non-runner. But at the end of the day, something has happened. And, you know, I've just got to check. I was getting a few comments saying that the crank at the bottom was turning or spinning or something or moving. I've got to check. I'm going to have to go back and check yesterday's video and have a look at that. maybe it's jumped at the bottom, because it's definitely timed at the top, because that plate was at the back of the cams all the time. So I don't think it's the top cams that has moved. I think it's the bottom end. And it may have jumped or may have spun. I don't know. Something's happened. And I've got to get down to the bottom of it. So it's a case of just stripping it down again. That's all I can do. I have to do it. So, you know, it is one of them things. This is the first time that it's ever happened to me on an engine, doing this kind of work, and I've tried to start it and it hasn't started, but it's all a learning curve, and you're going to get ups and downs. It is what it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's, I've been very lucky, and that's the way I look at it, is that so far I've been very, very lucky in what I've been doing. And yeah, it's just one of them things. But I cannot work it out until I strip it all down and then go back to basics and just time it back up, line it back up, and do all the basics, exactly what I just did. It is a lot of time, but it's just got to be done. So yeah, we've now got a non-runner, but we'll see. So basically, guys, I'm going to set you back up, and let's tear it all apart again and take it all back together, but all back apart. So yeah, let's just crack on. Let's do it. Right, guys, so yeah, as you can see, I haven't stripped everything back down that what I had. I just took the cam cover off, and I took the engine mount off, put the jack underneath. Just wanted to sort of turn the engine over to TDC, top dead center, and see if this plate goes on the back of those cams. And yeah, as you can see, they fit really nice. So it's a really nice fit. It just literally, let me just, like that. So yeah, you can see that that plate lines up absolutely spot on those two cams. So it's definitely got something to do with the lower crank. Yeah, so what I'll do next, I think, is there's a pin that you put on the back of the crank and the pulley. There's a pin just there. You just see it on where my finger is there. You take that out and then you put the pin, a locking pin in, which I did, and then you turn the crank until it locks onto the pin. So let me do that next. What I'll do though, I'll take that plate out first, then I'll do the pin, lock it against the pin, and then see if that plate and those still line up. If it does, I don't know. If it don't line up, then we know that there's a problem with the bottom end, not the top end. And trust me, guys, I'm only guessing at this stage. So if that all lines up, the two cams lines up with the plate, then that suggests that it's top dead center. Then that suggests that it is sitting right. But the only trouble is that piston top dead center. It can't. If there's a problem with the bottom end, then that wouldn't be top dead center. That piston wouldn't be that high. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take that plate out first, then check to make sure that screwdriver is the absolute highest it can go. Then check to make sure that those are in the right position. Then check the pin. Let me do all those first, guys. I'll set you up. Let me go for that. Let me see if we can work this out. Fingers crossed we can work this out and it can be easy solved. So, yeah, let me set you up and let's do it. Right, okay, this is where we are. So, I took out the back pin that goes on the back of the engine here, that sits there, and that locks the actual lower crank in position, time position. And then I've turned it so that it's locked against the pin, and then checked to make sure that this is TDC, top dead center, and it is. So this piston one is as high as it will go on that, and the pin is at the back of that. So when we go to look at where the cams are, you can see that the actual plate won't go in. You can see like a, let me just go a little bit closer. You see that? It's very, very small amount. It hasn't jumped a lot and moved a lot, but it has moved something at the bottom. Because I've already checked to make sure these two top cams line up, and they do because the plate went in. So that's definitely lined. I think it's jumped at the bottom, and it's probably just jumped a tooth, to be honest with you, on the belt. So yeah, we're gonna have to take all this apart, take all the covers off, and basically check the timing on the bottom to the top. And once we do that, that should be it. We should be good to go. But what an absolute pain, guys. Yeah, this is obviously the first time it happened. I didn't even, like I said, I'm gonna have to go back and check yesterday's video, because I didn't even see that lower crank moving at all. It's unbelievable. But this is why so many people are scared of having a go at this, because this is the kind of thing that can happen. Luckily enough, it doesn't seem like it's jumped too far either way. It just needs to be like the top can sort of line up, and then I just need to turn the bottom crank around very slightly so it knocks against the locking pin, and then put it back on, and then fingers crossed that should be it. But yeah, I'm gonna have to be really careful not to lose it too far, if you know what I mean, the timing, because it's not that far off. But it is making a difference. Obviously, the exhausts, the cams need to open and close. These lobes need to open and close at certain points. And at the minute, it's not timed from lower to upper. So yeah, it is just one of them things, guys. Let me just crack on. I'll start stripping this down. Let's get all these casings back off. Let's get all that sorted out. And then we can, and then we can have a real look at what's happened. But yeah, unbelievable, crazy. But I think it's just jumped maybe one tooth round. So yeah, let me set you up. Let me see what I can do this today. I don't know if I'm going to finish this today, but I will do my best to try and get this lined up and then see if we can get it sort of right. So let me set you up, guys. Let's crack on. Right, okay, guys, as you can see, we are getting somewhere. It's all been stripped back down. Yeah, luckily enough, I ain't got to go as far as like water pump and all that sort of stuff. I think that's all good. It's just the timing we've got to sort out to get it running. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lock the two top cams. We know that it's very close because we've already done the tests to see that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that we're, you know, quite close. Like, see, that's TDCI. TDCI. It's not a turbo diesel engine. TDC, which is top dead center, and then so we know that's close. So I've just got to turn it a little bit just to check to make sure that we're sort of getting the bottom that number one cylinder as high as we can. And then we can turn it a little bit, adjust it a little bit to get these plates in, and then we know that that's where it should be. I think it is close as it is. I've just got to go turn it very slightly, lock it there, and then after that, so we know that's timed. So after that, we're going to release, take the tensioner off the belt. And then we're going to release the belt, take the belt away. And then I'm going to put the pin on the back of there, put the pin on there. Then I'm going to turn it so that it locks against the pin. Then I'm going to put the pulley back in and put the belts all connected back on. And that should be it. But I've just got to try it, you know. That's all I can do. Like, it's not, it's all, you know, making mistakes and doing things wrong is all about learning. If you don't make mistakes and you don't do things wrong, you'll never learn. You'll never know how to do it to do it right. Am I correct? Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's never intentionally doing something on purpose. So, but it just happens, and it happens to the best of us. It happens to the best of the mechanics. It happens to the best of anyone. So it's just one of them things. But it's how we correct it and how we make it better and get it running right is how we learn more. So let me crack on. I'm going to line this up first, then work on the bottom, and then hopefully that should be it. And it's a case of putting it back together and then starting turning the key and then see if that is it. So yeah, let's, oh God, let's crack on. Let's keep going. Let's do this. Right, okay guys, I know I keep coming in and out, but I just wanted to explain exactly what I'm doing to hopefully solve this problem. Yeah, so basically what I did was I undone the lower bolt, crank bolt, took the pulley off, and then took the pin at the back, and then that released, it made it free at the bottom, but still, yeah, because obviously if you take the bolt off, you can't, it's free spinning, and this don't spin with the bottom bolt, if you know what I mean. So what I did was I got a spanner on this, here on the cam, turned the cam to they both lined up, and as you can see, that plate now is in the back. The screwdriver is top dead center. I've checked down to the piston, and it is high. So that's what I did. I did that first, so I locked that up, so that's timed. And then I took the pin out the back of the engine at the back there, then put the bolt in there, then I turned. Basically, I turned this here, and then turned it, and it is locked in place. And it was like, it started up here, and then I moved it so that it then locked against the pin. So there was that movement in that distance. So I think that's it. So I didn't have to take the belt off. I didn't have to take the tensioner off the belt or anything, because it was still connected to the top cams. All I did was, like I said, put a screwdriver here and move the cams with that, and then put the plate on. So yeah, like I said, I think I'm not 100%. I'm telling you now, I am not 100% sure. But all I can do is, yeah, put it all back together, and then we can have a go at firing it up and have a quick look to see if we've sorted it. Fingers crossed we have, guys. If not, it's gonna have to all come apart. I'm you know what I mean? I'm checking, I'm double checking. I'm actually looking on videos as well whilst we're sort of doing this. I'm over there on the laptop checking videos, looking at what other people are doing, what they're saying, how they're doing it, and the processes of doing it and stuff. And yeah, it really seems like that, you know, it's gonna work, but we just don't know. So let me put the covers back on, put all the belts back on and stuff like that, the auxiliary belts, put it all back together, and let's have a go and see if this will work and it will run. So bear with me, guys, but I'll come back to you in a minute. Well, I'll set you up and then you can see me putting it all back together. So let's do that. Right, okay, guys, so it's all back together for the second time, and it's still not good news, I'll be honest with you. I just tried to run it, and it's not having it at all. I just don't want to push it, you know. I will, let me try and start it quickly. It just won't keep going. That's the trouble with it. I don't know. It's making me question now. Like, is it the coil packs? Is it the spark plug? You know, it was running. I drove it in here. So, it's only something that I've done, and I've done the timing, so a little bit concerning. It worries me now that it's going to be that. I think the best thing to do is to get a second opinion. I'm waiting for the guy, the mechanic at the end. He's away at the minute. He's back next week. I think the best thing to do is just get someone else to have a look at it. And just, hold my hands up and say, look, something's happened. Can you have a look at it for me? We'll go from there. It's I just don't know, I've done so many of these now, all the same way. And it's just, a little bit sort of... why? Like I've made sure all the connections and I'll get in and that. I will plug the computer in and see what comes up. Something might come up. You never know. Let me do that first. Let me get the computer set up and I'll show you if it says anything on the computer. It might not. It might. Who knows? I may have just left out something like a sensor or a switch or I don't know. Let me get the computer out, guys, and I'll come back to you in a second. So bear with me. Right, guys. So I'm all set up. I'm just going to do an auto scan the whole car to see what comes up, and then we'll hopefully it gives us a little bit of indication of what's going on, if anything. Nothing in a minute. Not one code has come up. Absolutely nothing. Well, that don't help, does it, really? Well, it helps because there's nothing showing, but it doesn't help because it doesn't give me anything, doesn't give me any indication about what to look for. I don't know. I don't know, guys. It just seems to run for a few seconds and then dies. I don't know if the timing was out. If the timing was out that much, it wouldn't even run at all. I don't know now. I'm questioning myself. I'm questioning whether or not the timing is okay and something else has gone wrong. Like a coil. Would it fire? It would fire, but then it would show me a... See, what? I don't know, because it looks like this one is lower than this one. This one looks higher than this one, but I can't push it down anymore. So I don't know if they're not firing properly, the spark plugs. Or I've took something off that I haven't put back. God, I'm gonna have to go over the whole car, just check to make sure that everything is back on. I just don't know, guys. What do you think? Drop me a comment, let me know. But see, it runs and then dies. So the timing must be there. Hopefully this is something stupid, but I've definitely got to get I'm going to have to get a second opinion, really. Going to get the mechanic at the end to have a look at it. Guys, what an ending to a great week, to be honest with you. I've had a great week. I've got loads done, and now this is happened. So yeah, you know what? It's just you got to step back. You got to have a break from it, and that's what this weekend is going to be all about. It's going to be a nice weekend away from the workshop, away from all the cars. Just chill out and then come back next week, nice and fresh, and then jump straight into this, and we can get this running. I'll speak to the mechanic at the end when he comes back from his holidays, and then but hopefully it's going to be something stupid. But I'll let you know, guys, We will definitely get into this. We'll definitely sort this out. We sorted out the blue Fiesta, so we can sort this out. There's no problem at all. So, yeah. But that is going to be the end of today's video, the end of the week. Thanks for watching all the videos, guys. I really appreciate the support. Don't forget to drop me a comment if you've got anything to say. Hopefully, fingers crossed for me, that this is going to be something stupid and easy, because it, yeah, you know, it runs. If it was timing issue, it wouldn't run at all. So there we go. Right, guys, have a great weekend. Have a fantastic time with your family. Chill out. Just, yeah, take it easy. And I'll see you nice and fresh on Tuesday morning, and we will get straight into this car. So let's do this. Thanks very much, guys. See you soon.